Rams had to do this, clearly. And what do you think of this deal for Jared Goff?
Well, I got to tell you a quick story. There was one point in my career where I was kind of I was a little down, and I was banged up and had to get rehab. And I rehabbed at the University of California, and there was a freshman quarterback there who was going through a similar situation. And it was Jared Goff, and I got a chance to get to know him really well through that off season. I think he was rehabbing his shoulder, and I was rehabbing in my knee and ankle. And so, when you meet someone at that age and you kind of get a chance to talk to him a little bit, then you see him grow throughout his career. I think it's amazing that they got this deal done and the way they got it done, right, where it wasn't all in the media. No one even knew what was going to happen. We had kind of hinted and talked to him about it a little bit, but he did a great job of saying, look, when the time has come, the time will come. And they got it done right before the season. And so, the Rams do a great job of handling their business, paying their guys that produce for them. Jared's done a great job since, growing each year, obviously under Coach McVay, getting better and better and better, going to the Super Bowl last year. And the Rams paid him for that. And so well-deserved. I think you saw the love from the Ramley. All the players were,
nice.
Instagramming pictures and tweeting stuff out and saying how much he deserves it, and he does, because he does a great job for him. And so it's exciting. It's an exciting time right now to be a part of the Rams organization.
Hey, man, I'll tell you this, MJD, because you hit on it. I said it at the top of the show. If you think you've got the right guy and the coach that you've got is the right guy and the general manager that you've got is the right guy and everyone is in agreement that this is the guy, then you pay the guy. And you pay the guy what the market value is. If it's the tops, then that's fine, because it will be topped eventually, and you don't want to pay above that because you've waited. It does seem that simple, but is it really, though?
Well, I think Kevin Demoff and their front office, with obviously Les Snead and everyone, they do a great job of identifying players that they feel will be part of their nucleus for a long time. And if you play well, they reward you. And I think that's how it goes about. I know Aaron Donald's situation was a little tough, and they were working on that one for a while, but they found a way to get that done. And from there, it's kind of been, Todd was next. Obviously, Jared, they identified Brandon Cooks as the guy they wanted. And so they've done a great job of identifying talent and really, going – outside the box, thinking outside the box to get these guys to be locked in for a long period of time.
I just think back every now and then when something significant involving the Rams happens, MJD, and I think back to that Thursday night game in Seattle on the 15th of December back in 2016, Goff's first year on the job. Jeff Fisher's fired just days before, right? Bones Fossil, the special teams coach, is the interim guy. They get destroyed up in Seattle. You're across the aisle from me as I'm flying back with my good friend Kara Henderson, and you're the radio guy. And it was a morgue on that flight. I mean, there wasn't a single sense that this organization would be copycatted or wanted to be copycatted, or had a quarterback worthy of $110 million of guaranteed money on that night, and that great things were about to. Gurley was complaining about the high school offense. It really is amazing how far this team has come in just a short amount of time, MJD.
Oh, Rich, I remember like it was yesterday. It was that was rock bottom. I feel like the Rams organization, that flight back, that was kind of the lowest of the low, and those guys did a really good job of banding together that offseason and working out. And then obviously you hire Sean McVay, and he gets his staff in there, and he goes out and gets some critical pieces like Andrew Whitworth and Robert Woods and guys that can come in, and then you bring in Wade Phillips, and all of a sudden when you start adding the right ingredients to this organization, things can turn quickly. They hit on the draft, the last couple drafts. I mean, they really started putting pieces together. And so, I figured that Jared would get paid. I didn't know it was going to be this close, to be honest with you. I didn't know it was going to be this soon, but I knew it was coming because think of he's beaten every quarterback except for two that I can really think of. Carson Wentz, Obviously, with the Eagles, he lost to them, and then Tom Brady. Those are the only two that I can think of right now that he hasn't beaten. And so when you talk about a quarterback that is, throwing 30-plus touchdowns a year, and you guys are every year with the new coach, he's gotten better. The team has gotten better. You have to try to reward that. And the one thing that I love about the Rams, they're not afraid to set the market. They're not afraid to set, like you said, they're not afraid to get the deal done early and set the market, because in a couple of years that deal is just going to be a benchmark and it's going to end up going further. Obviously, we'll talk about the Zeke deal, but they set the market a couple of years ago with Todd Gurley's deal.
Well,
and then now everyone's going to come up and try to pass it, and you're going to look in a couple of years from now, they're going to be like, man, you got Todd Gurley for that? That's crazy. And the same thing with Jared Goff. As Dak Prescott comes along and other quarterbacks come along, that deal's going to look even, like, man, you got Jared Goff for that? And so the Rams do a great job of going out there and making sure that they get both the players happy and the organization.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.